Hi Year 6, this is your Tuesday, the 19th of January English lesson. We, as I said yesterday, are going to think about writing a newspaper article about Philippe Petit's death-defying high-wire stunt. Hopefully you've done lots of research, there's lots on the internet that you can watch, the real footage and people talking about it afterwards. It's been made into 2 different movies, there's been books written about it, so hopefully you've had a really good think about it. We're pretending that we're reporters. Here I've collected some real quotes from what people that saw the event actually said. I'm sure I was seeing history in the making. That's what one of the onlookers said, one of the bystanders. It was amazing. I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked. All I could see was a strange figure and a pole floating between the towers. Another bystander, another eyewitness said, I jumped out of my skin when I saw him. It's not every day you see someone in the sky. This was what his assistant, one of his childhood friends that was helping him, said. The police were in my ear, so I had no choice. They spoke about cutting the rope, so I had to talk to him in French to get him down. I don't know why the cops have been so over the top. It is his dream. Why not let him live it? Another bystander said, I had to rub my eyes to make sure I wasn't seeing things. I've also got a couple of quotes from what police officers said. One police officer said, this was a reckless and idiotic stunt. What a waste of police time. Another police officer that was interviewed, and this is real footage that you can watch online, said it was the apex of excitement. So here we have many different opinions about what happened. We're collecting facts and opinions, but I want us to think about the opinions first. Now, this is how your newspaper article may look. Okay, this is the New York Times, and my headline is Terrifying Tightrope Stunt Brings New York to a Standstill. It's always good to use alliteration where you can to make it eye-catching. You really want to draw your reader in immediately, so we're going to think about writing these sections tomorrow. What I'd like to do is write the opinions section. They normally come later on in the article. This is where we're going to think about what the eyewitnesses and what the bystanders saw. So I've used alliteration again for my subheading, baffled bystanders. So I'm going to need to start with a fronted adverbial to tell me when things were happening. So I'm going to have in the early hours, and it was a Tuesday actually, of Tuesday morning, put a comma here, stunned commuters, it's quite difficult to fit into the columns actually, stunned commuters looked up to see a figure of a man. A quarter of a mile above the city. Now I want my quote, my opinion, okay. It was amazing. That's an exclamation mark. I couldn't believe my eyes. I just saw a huge crowd pointing and staring into the sky. So this section could talk about the opinions of the police officers. So again, I've used alliteration here, conflicted cops, but I'm going to write this section a little bit more formally than that. I'm going to write, oh, I need a capital letter mistake there, a New York, need capital letters for New York, a New York police officer did not share the same enthusiasm. So a lot of the onlookers were excited, but some of the policemen were quite cross, weren't they? This quote here with the reckless and idiotic stunt. So I've got a New York police officer did not share the same enthusiasm, and stated, it's another word for said, I have a colon here to show, this was a reckless and idiotic stunt. What a waste of police time. And I'll finish my quote, but I also want to include, because they were conflicted, they had different viewpoints, that one of them thought it was the apex of excitement. However, another police officer found the whole event to be the apex of excitement. Now, I can't fit this in anymore. So I've run out of space, but I'm just showing you how your newspaper article may look. So I would like you, much more neatly than I've done here, please, but I'm trying to show you the columns and the layout that you'd have for a newspaper. Look online, look for examples of how to write a newspaper article and make sure you've done plenty of research, and try and write the opinions section of your newspaper article with what the eyewitnesses thought, what some of his friends thought, and what some of the eyewitnesses thought as well. Okay, well done, Year 6.